The second US presidential debate of 2024 happened Tuesday night, and something about it was different. I just can't quite put my finger on it. Oh, yes. Trump's suits are brighter blue. This was, apparently, the first time Vice President Kamala Harris and former President Donald Trump had met in person, although you'd hope they knew each other's names already.
Kamala Harris. Let's have a good debate.
For Trump, he had to show he could adapt to a new opponent. For Harris, she had to do better than Biden, which meant saying a legible sentence in a short space of time. In that regard, each of them seemed to do okay, even if Trump had to throw out most of his Biden jokes. Most of them.
President of the United States, you'll get him out of bed, you'll wake him up at 4 o'clock in the afternoon, you'll say, come on down to the office, let's sign a bill.
As with the first debate, microphones were live only for the candidate whose turn it was to speak. A rule which the candidates adapted to by using the rest of their faces.
He taught her well.
I have talked with military
Picked, by the way, for our country.
and name calling.
When are these people from countries all over the world?
Let's turn the page on this. Let's
And also by just talking.
President
move
Harris,
forward.
thank you. Let's turn to policy.
President
Let's
Trump,
turn back
we
to
have
policy.
to move on. President Trump.
Let's turn to policy,
He has
please.
a plan to defund the police.
Linsey, go ahead.
President Trump,
the
President
former
Trump.
president has said
No, I'm
something
sorry.
twice that I need to
No,
respond to.
I'm sorry. We're
I
going
just need
to move
respond
on, Vice
one
President
time
Harris.
to what he has
President
said
Trump, this is
multiple times.
now.
As for the subject matter of the debate, the candidates clashed on the economy, abortion, immigration, foreign policy, and the peaceful transfer of power, once again bringing up the 2020 election.
Are you now acknowledging that you lost in
No, I
2020?
don't acknowledge that at all. I got almost 75 million votes, the most votes any sitting president has ever got.
Donald Trump was fired by 81 million people. So let's be clear about that. And clearly he is having a very difficult time processing that.
On the topic of abortion, Trump repeated the same false claims that he raised when he faced President Biden, that abortions are taking place in the 9th month of pregnancy, and that abortions were taking place after birth. Which brings us to a main difference from the previous round, live fact-checking, which helped clear things up.
There is no state in this country where it is legal to kill a baby after it's born.
Although, fact-checking only works if everyone is working from the same set of facts.
President Trump, as you know, the FBI says overall violent crime is actually coming down in this country. But Vice
Excuse me,
President
the
Harris, I'll
FBI
give you
they were defrauding statements. They didn't include the worst cities. They didn't include the cities with the worst crime. It was a fraud, just like their number of 818,000 jobs that they said they created turned out to be a fraud.
The candidates debated about the existence or non-existence of each other's plans.
Donald Trump has no plan for you. And when you look at his economic plan, it's all about tax breaks for the richest people.
Many of those professors, the top professors, think my plan is a brilliant plan. It's a great plan. She doesn't have a plan. She copied Biden's plan, and it's like 4 sentences, like run, spot, run.
You now say you're going to keep Obamacare. Do you have a plan, and can you tell us what it is? So just a yes or no, you still do not have a plan.
I have concepts of a plan. I'm not president right now.
Taking things to the world stage, Harris attacked Trump's standing as a global leader.
I have traveled the world as Vice President of the United States, and world leaders are laughing at Donald Trump.
But Trump had one leader who's not laughing at him. Hungary's far-right nationalist Prime Minister, Viktor Orban.
Let me just tell you about world leaders. Viktor Orban, one of the most respected men, they call him a strong man. He's a tough person. Viktor Orban said it. He said the most respected, most feared person is Donald Trump.
When it came time for closing statements, Harris made it all about Harris.
I intend to be a president for all Americans and focus on what we can do over the next 10 and 20 years to build back up our country by investing right now in you, the American people.
And Trump also made it all about Harris.
She's been there for 3.5 years. They've had 3.5 years to fix the border. They've had 3.5 years to create jobs and all the things we talked about. Why hasn't she done it? The worst president, the worst vice president in the history of our country.
This may be the only debate between the two candidates, and it's unclear right now what impact it'll have on the polling. Maybe this entire debate won't move the needle anywhere near as much as one social media post will.